I think it's definitely doable solo. It's going to take me hours to do it, but I think it's definitely possible. Like, I got him down to halfway within a few attempts. It wasn't that bad. So I think we can do this, but... yeah, I don't have the poise to stand up to that one either. Yeah, trying to get Scarlet Rot by weapon means, I don't think it's going to work. It's going to take me too much time. I do think, again, poise, it's always the same, but I think that's like the order of the day. There's too many like little like stompy things and shit that stop you from being able to heal or punish or do anything really. So I think I need to be careful with that. Okay, we're going for the poison bonk now. Again, Blasphemy, Blade, and Taker's Flame is like my final resort. Don't want to head there too quickly at this point. It's the first time I failed to dodge that. Yeah, even when you get a Frost to pop, it's not the most. It's definitely not as powerful as Bleed in that sense. I just can't be bothered with Golden Vow right now. It helps me to get through attempts more quickly, like switching single hand, Golden Vow, switch back, forget it. I should play this like Sekiro style and only bait out the flippy move that he does. That's the easy one, this one. That's... yeah, that showed me. But in general, like, I still think that's the easiest one. Yeah, it's always just got that one bit too much reach. So this is going to be that sort of mid-range after we've had 5 to 10 attempts where we're going to start to die rapidly against a really hard boss. And start racking up these attempts while I start to learn to dodge him better. Ah, forgot to use this. Not smart. Should at least use that one. Wow. So I think he input reads where, like, if you try to punish too quickly, he doesn't like that. I hate that move. That final one just has that shitty little piece of delay where you always roll a bit too fast. The problem with him is, like, I'm trying my best to look and only dodge when I see a move coming. And that sounds so dumb, but it's just like, it's still one of the fundamentally hardest things. Because some moves, they have a lot of delay, so you should just wait. But obviously, being one of the hardest bosses of the entire game, he basically switches it up a lot. Yeah, see, I went too quick there. Fine. So my poise is enough to not get drawn in by that? Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, that one is always quicker, and then there's a delay for that one. And I missed the punish again. That's okay. Yeah, that was annoying. He interrupted. So even with 117 poise, I'm still getting interrupted. That stuff. That's a shame. I would have thought 117 was enough to let me kind of crash through a few more things, but it's still quite tough. Same thing as twice in a row. So I think he has like 2 tiers of like pulling in power. If you're within a certain radius, no matter what your poise, probably you get pulled in. But if you're far enough away, then you don't. So I think that's generally how it works. Because you saw in both attempts, one I avoided being pulled in and one I did get pulled in. And obviously it killed me. So it's all these little tricks to kind of block healing windows and that kind of thing. Obviously they want to do everything they can. Yeah, it's a good start. When you screw up the first dodge, just no point. It's going to be a long day. I think I've got maybe an hour or so to make some more attempts, but I won't beat him in this session. I think at this stage, let's just have a look at the Blasphemy Blade. I need to see if this is going to really start helping me to power through. Whenever I have this guy equipped, I get the Preceptor's big hat because I like the extra FP. I've generally tried to not use the Blasphemy Blade too much. Like, I think literally almost for every single boss I faced in the DLC, the Blasphemy Blade probably would have made it easier. But for the absolute hardest stuff or certain, like, specific battles, I think it's the best way. Yeah, I mean, look at that damage. Yeah, okay, but still. Oh, no, fat rolling? Wait, what? Why am I fat rolling? I did not realize I was fat rolling. Also, if I'm using this, I need to change my flask allocation. Since I'm going to be getting back more stuff from Taker's Flame anyway, I think I have to do that. If anything, I should also change what my physic does. Because I just, with the Taker's Flame, obviously I already get a lot of health back. Maybe we should just do this, and then just kill him with... So I'm going to pop this immediately after trying to dodge the first move, and see what happens. And then Taker's Flame him, like get that fire going. Now he's not going to do it, is he? There you go. Did it work? Oh, why am I fat rolling? I forgot that I'm fat rolling. No! That's not as much damage as I thought. Maybe the oil thing didn't work. Nah, he's coated in oil. But yeah, we need to change it up anyway. I forgot I was fat rolling with this setup. So this weapon is heavier than the Great Hammer. Wow. Did not realize that. So I don't think the oil coating made much difference there. 1,700 was a lot of damage, but still. I think I'm better served with something else. Also, quick look at some crafting stuff. We should start utilizing things like this as well, honestly. Like, really make use of all of our tools here. Now, we're heavy load. How much can we give up? Just nothing in between here. Ah. Okay, not so bad. 113 is hopefully still high enough. I don't know how long this effect lasts. Yeah, I think whatever boost I had, it did not last very long. Yeah, so it detects when you input something after the first one, and it goes for it again. But I have the poise to withstand that at least. My damage is going down. I know what that is. Holy shit. That's with holy protection. Obviously I have no read on those moves. None at all. I had one flask left. Okay. I'm not doing as much damage as I thought. He might have some fire resistance. I think I was doing about 700 a hit. I think I'm doing more with this. Or this. Might be time for a respec. And just purely go in on one weapon type. Now, I want to see if, again, I can kind of poise through using some of this stuff. Yeah, I think before the next sesh, I'm going to craft scarlet pots as well. Like, we need to go all in here. Having these as a consumable, I think, is nice as well. But I think they might be finite. At least for the first one, I'll use it with the incantation. I was able to get off the entire thing, which was kind of impressive. Spending some time in the air kind of helped. I would like to try that again. Obviously, I went all in on getting it, so... Yeah, it kind of depends on which move he uses, obviously. Yeah, it's obviously is big damage, but I think there's kind of no window to use it where you're not fully trading with him. And it's a trade that obviously you're going to lose. So I don't think that whole thing is very smart. Like the one time I nailed it, I did 5,000 damage, but I think the probability of doing that in any kind of level is kind of rare. Swifty Twin Blade test. Yeah, someone going in with... Okay, they're naked, but they have the big shield. I'm just like, eh. If you're already using a giant shield, does it really matter that much that you're naked? I'm not sure. So against Mesmer, this worked an absolute treat. Like once I started doing this against Mesmer, he died very quickly. But this guy is built different. I hate that move. I used it. His hand was already going back down. What the hell? The animation just decided to not trigger there. That's one of the latest heal animation kills I think I've ever had. I was so confident there that it went through. That's some bullshit. This is the only thing I hate, just the swap every single time. Just let me swap. Yeah. So we can get some quick damage in on him. Like once we learn the dodges, we should be able to damage him pretty rapidly. Just one more, I thought his combo was done. That's the whole point, like is his combo done or is it not? That's always the big question. And I can't get near him when he does that. Always one more, always one more. So he gives you your windows, but it's always like after 3 to 5 swipes of his swords. And depending on where you are after those dodges, you're either too far away to punish, or you've taken too much damage and you need to heal. And so that's why you gotta get the dodging. It's always, that's why especially at high level battles, I just don't believe in the whole like, you know, the cheesing as much. If there's a way to beat it without having to really dodge anything, like you can purely just trade, or you know, you can summon and just let the summon do all the work, like yeah, okay, fine. But I think any strategy that involves some level of dodging the enemy, I don't think is cheesy enough to complain about. It just doesn't stop. It's just... But it seems to me like on average it takes me about 2 hours, I'd say, of fighting a boss over and over again to start to at least, I don't know, dodge 50% of the time. And once I start to hit that level, that's when I have a chance of winning. Up until then, it's too big an ask, unless I get super lucky. Or I find something that is genuinely pretty cheesy. Yeah, it's like one swipe of the Twin Blades is all I get. I'm not allowed anything else. Now I'm dead. Quick. Just about. Yeah, you go for the second swipe with the Twin Blades, you get punished. Always go too early there. My first bleed proc. Oh. Horrible combo. Okay. Ah. That's annoying. Oh, the damage is obscene in that form, man. It's like, I don't know how many more protections I can have. I have the physical protection, I have the non-physical protection, and I have the holy protection, I think. But still, I'm getting wiped out in 2 or 3 hits. Yeah. I mean, I've hit the soft cap for Vigor anyway. Yeah, I need to just get to that form more consistently, so I can start to at least learn. The reason this will take longer than 2 hours is because 2 hours would be, if I had to take out his entire HP pool with just the first form, I could probably get that in 2 hours, but then I'd probably need another 2-3 to learn the second form. And something tells me that this guy might even have a third form. And if he does, then you're looking at like a, you know, if I didn't give up against Melania, it probably would have taken me probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours just fighting over and over again across multiple sessions and multiple days to do it. And then I think we'll hit that kind of level. So we'll have to see. Yeah. Of course he chose to do it that time. Yeah. When you get hit by the first one, just ignore that attempt. Always go too early on those. Always go too early on those. There's like one part of his combos that I've started to understand, but the other ones I'm still going too early. And I also know that when he crosses his blades, that's also a window for me to punish. But yeah, you see, this is the build. I'm serious. I genuinely believe that is the single best way to beat most enemies in the DLC. Just go in there and absolutely just bonk them to death. I really think that's the best way. Like, not a single one, because I did manage to knock him down with the single Great Hammer, but that's why I'm saying, like, imagine 2. This is like a fool's errand. So it's like a diagonal dodge. Yeah, so it was a quick one and then a slow one. That combo is just horrific. And I don't have the poise to stand up to that one. No. The problem is, even if I went for some kind of double colossal build, I'd need to completely respec everything to do it. You'd need a lot of endurance to even have a reasonable chance of getting some hits with that. So I think I do genuinely believe it's a great build for this work, but yeah, not quite, but I did start to get a little better at dodging that. Oh, that time he did do it. Normally if I wait a split second it's not so bad, but one, two. Yeah, so he changed his combo again there. Always just has too much range. No. I guess whether or not he does the second one's a pure luck thing. It's a pure luck thing. I can't find a pattern to it. Sometimes he does it, sometimes he doesn't. That's just lame. I really thought there's a chance he input reads, where if you go behind him, you press R1 too quick, he does the second flip. But there's been a lot of times where I've waited and I haven't pressed it and he's still done it. So unfortunately I think it's just RNG, whether he does it or not. That's been my feeling. No. He changes it up too much, man. Like, they look very similar, but to me they're not. Like, at the start of the fight, where there was 2 or 3 combos in a row I dodged completely, he kept doing the same one, so it was just good practice. I was just doing the same type of dodging again and again. And so it worked nice, but he's got too many variations of the same combo, where I'm struggling to read which one's happening. That's why sometimes I'm literally facing him, and I'm just getting smacked in the face, like as if I'm not reacting at all to him even hitting me. My mistake. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he wouldn't immediately go into that. Yeah, this is annoying because there's some like enemies where the phase transition's a great opportunity to do big damage, and this guy won't give you it. There's just no way. I keep thinking maybe at the start of that form, like he's going to do something like where you can just rush him and just do quick damage while he's waiting or prepping or whatever the hell he's doing, but it doesn't work like that. Too close now. Yeah, can't dodge it now, it's too close. So you get caught into bad loot sometimes. Just, no, you get caught into a bad loot. And yes, within literally a day or two, I think maybe within a day of this DLC's launch, I did see like no damage consort Radon. It's like, God, fuck right off, no damage. And it wasn't like no damage where they absolutely nuked it in like 50 seconds or whatever. It was, I didn't watch it, but that's basically the fight that spoiled me, unfortunately, on YouTube. Someone I was subscribed to that I forgot to basically temporarily unsubscribe from. I got spoiled by them. So on the one hand, I was like, oh, this is so dope. But on the other hand, I was like, both fuck you for being able to do that on the day of launch of DLC. I don't know when they started. They probably had early access. It's a relatively big channel. They're called Ongbao. Just one of the most talented Soulsborne players I've ever seen. I just saw that and I was like, man, that's just wild. It's too crazy. I feel like Oath of Vengeance is a nice move to have. Honestly, it might be my version of Golden Vow. I just won't need to use Golden Vow as much. Potentially. Golden Vow. Oath of Vengeance. It's nice and quick as well. Too soon, as always. I think once I get that double dodge in, I can kind of trade with them. 1, 2. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. With that one, it's like get away from him as much as you can. Oh.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
Hey. Is that Mikola just being kind? Too many, like. And I noticed in the second form I was doing 1044 damage instead per hit. So I'm barely getting halfway at the moment. It's been maybe an hour since I started. Also, no knockdown. Not a single one there. That's why people are rocking the flipping double versions of these, because they've given him so much poise. They know that people are going to be trying to knock him down with poise. I think you have to have an abnormally poise-centric kind of run to be able to do it. Like, you got to run in with like 2 of these and shit. Now this is an interesting combination here, because one has blood loss, one has scarlet rot. So this one's already powered up to a +10. So I think I'm going to go full out everything in the tank to try and beat this guy solo without NPC summons. So we're going to have, hopefully, knockdown power. We're going to have status ailments. We're going to try and basically do everything we can to beat this guy, because after an hour I'm basically halfway. I don't think we can make it work any other way. So, this one scales more favorably to strength as well, so I think that also makes it a decent option. Hopefully the strength scale goes up to B. It does. I think we'll leave it at that. I'll leave my thingy one. Okay. Maybe I can just quick step around him. Okay. So, for this build, what's the dex scaling? Okay, I might give up a little dex here just to give myself more endurance. We're going all in here. This is it. This is it. Maybe if I ever actually do the Escape from the Shadow Realm challenge, then you'll see me have to take on a hardcore version of this guy. But for now, I need to win, and he's proven that he's more than capable of holding his own. Even when I'm starting to use my cheesier stuff, like what worked against Mesmer, for example, is nowhere near as good. The Blasphemy Blade looks okay, but it's not doing anything particularly amazing. So I think our options are relatively limited. Yeah, at least it gives me a little more defense. Okay. So, we have been born anew. Now we don't need this. Now that we finally have a beefy endurance stat. Literally never done it in the entire playthrough. I'm happy about that. Almost 2,000 HP. And now we can protect ourselves a little more as well. Honestly, again, two-handed weapons. And still do that. Wow. Having a lot of endurance is great. Who knew? Wow. Okay. So now when we look at status, hopefully it's going to look a little bit different. So, yeah. This is what I need to beat the absolute supreme version of Radahn. It's too much for me otherwise. Yes. So, let's look now. 1,300, yeah. So when we attack together, it should be almost 3,000. Yeah. Let's give it a go. Obviously, what I'm curious about now is the stagger power, and can we afflict any of the statuses? Of course, I missed my first hit. Missing my first hit was really nice there. Just what I needed. Yeah, so first attempt obviously is just me trying my best to see if I can actually steamroll him now. And even with two colossal weapons, you can't steamroll him. It's like he's been built to counteract most of what you'd probably try here. They're not stupid. So that's what I'm saying. It feels to me like they've made him hard enough that no matter what you do, you have to put your work in if you're dodging. Look how far away I am, and I still get hit by that. Yikes. But the rock build-up being 75 is pretty nice. I totally forgot that I had a staff that could build it up that much. But now I have to kind of settle back into actually pretending that I don't have two colossal weapons, and kind of dodging as if that's not a thing. His resistances are also high enough that, like, by landing 6, 7, 8 hits, you're not doing anything. I think Mesmer's resistance to bleed was pretty low, like surprisingly low. And that's one of the reasons why the Twin Blade works so well against him. So that was one major weakness. This guy, like, yeah, he's susceptible to bleed, he's susceptible to frost. He might be susceptible to Scarlet Rot, but whatever it is, it's like, dude is solid. So that was like a big onslaught from me there. There you go. Need to regen the stamina. Yep, same thing that always happens. I need to jump that, I know, but when you're like rolling for 90% of them, that one attack appears where you need to jump, making that insta-switch. But you see again, no status effects applied, none at all. So in that sense, it's not looking good. I thought this might be the one. We did knock him down, but it's going to take a lot of work either way. So like double swiping from behind. Nope. He is hard to stagger, man. He is hard to stagger. Come on! You're just not going down. Good lord. Great. I somehow missed the leap. Ah, I just can't get a stagger. His poise probably resets here. Whatever that is. Oh my god. Yeah, I think his poise resets. Also, as you see, no Scarlet Rot, no nothing. No bleed. So unless you specifically focus on one of them, I think you're not getting it. So this is kind of still a midway kind of effort. The fact that I didn't even get Scarlet Rot on him is a bit bullshit though. He should be resistant to it, I get it, but that's insane. No. Yeah, they've made him like utterly... He feels pretty indestructible. You have no choice but to get those dodges. No matter what your tactic is to do big chunks of damage, you can't do it without getting good at the dodging. So in that sense, I respect the fight. It seems relatively cheese-proof. You guys have seen, I mean, anyone complaining that I've been finding like methods that make the fights too easy or whatever. Like, I'm capable of doing that, and I'm not scared of doing it when I need to. But this one, so far, it feels pretty cheese-proof. Why is that only doing 622 damage? What's missing there? No. He just refuses to be knocked down. I wonder if the physic that helps to knock down also lasts for a long time. But I'm surprised he's withstanding this much. Like, I'm getting down like a quarter of his health bar and not a single stagger to my name. It's crazy. And well, my health is just vanishing so fast. No. I mean, look at his health bar. Like, by now, the fact that he hasn't staggered. Like, Melania, if you onslaughted her like this, she'd be completely destroyed. There's no way. Let's do a comparison, actually. Because this is the New Game Plus file in which I was ready for Moog and Melania, but I hadn't fought them yet. I refought Moog just to get to the next thing. But let's have a look here. Quickly, just to have a comparison point of Melania versus Consort Radahn here. Yeah, there you go. 3 clean hits, and that was enough for a stagger. Like, that's generally my point. So I don't know, man. Anyway, I think I made my point. I think I did a jump attack and then 2 regular swings and she was already down. That was it. And Radahn was obviously like nowhere near that. So, yeah. I'm still going to have a look at whether there's a different weapon type that actually does more. It might actually be better. But I think I'm close to wrapping up for this one. I've had my kind of initial attempts. I've got my ass kicked as expected. Because out of the Remembrance bosses, only I would say 2.5 of them have caused me serious problems until I figured out a build that was good against them. But Radahn is genuinely a whole different level. So, yeah. I'm just disappointed I haven't managed to get Scarlet Rot on there. I really thought that was going to be one way in which I can kind of get a double benefit. There's no blood loss. There's no Scarlet Rot. There's no nothing. I've got like no benefit from either of these weapons. I can't even make a hit there. Like, just really weird. Everything's like 40% health. Next session we're definitely going to have some Scarlet Pots as well to see how many it takes to actually poison him. Sorry, Scarlet Rot him. He just keeps avoiding as well. He just will not go down. Okay, I think on that note we will end it here. I'm going to need to do some work to beat this guy. Basically every variation of stuff I've tried I've kind of got to the same distance. That's how it felt against Mesmer until I did the Twin Blade Bleed. I still think there's a build out there that's gonna make much better progress, but 115 poise, 2 colossal weapons, and I'm still getting slapped around. Unless your dodges are clean, you still get wiped pretty easily in this fight. I've got this for some defense as well, but he's just ripping through me at the moment. So yeah, we'll see if I can manage to do it. This might be another one that stretches me too far like Melania, but it's going to be fun finding out. So I'll see you guys in the next session. Thank you all for watching. Take care.